Welcome to Chapter 12, Key Issue 2, where we're taking a look at where are consumer services distributed. Consumer services, they have a regular pattern. People are only going to drive a certain distance to go buy something. So we're looking at this graph right here, or this chloropleth, this colored diagram here from our textbook, Rubenstein, chapter 11th edition. And for example, if we live in Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex here, this is the area that's serviced by things within that city center. So for example, if people are going to go watch the Dallas Cowboys, then they're going to travel a certain distance. This is the range, market area, threshold, all that stuff. All right. If people are in Chicago and they want to go to get a Chicago deep dish pizza, here's their consumer services area, this blue right here. Why is there a huge amount of blue in Arizona? Well, because there's not very many settlements. There's not a lot of services offered. So if you've got a city up in this region, it's going to incorporate a lot of the state because there's not very many huge cities. So larger settlements offer more consumer services. Central place theory, it's a way of looking at these services. Selecting the right location for a new shop is the single most important factor when considering profitability. If you want to make money, you better make sure your shop's in the right place. So central place theory can help you do that. It helps to explain the most profitable location can be identified, and it was proposed by Walter Christaller from Germany in the 1930s. When we're setting up our new Domino's pizza, for say, we're going to take a look at the market area. It's the area surrounding a service from which customers are attracted. So if we put our Domino's pizza right here, we're going to take a look at our market area. It's the surrounding area. Do we have the kind of people that are going to be able to afford and want to buy a Domino's pizza? Range, the maximum distance people are willing to travel. Well, if we have a Domino's pizza right there, and we know there's already 3 Domino's pizzas existing in the area, how far are people going to travel? If people live right here, if there's this huge new apartment complex going in, are they going to go to our Domino's pizza? Probably not. They're probably going to go to the closer one. So we want to make sure that there's a new settlement or a new housing development going in to our Domino's pizza range. And then threshold. This is the minimum number of people needed to support the service. We can't just throw up a Domino's anywhere. We have to have the appropriate number of people to support that Domino's. We got to have the right threshold. Maybe everybody can afford and purchase a Domino's, so that might be likely to go in. Now, what if we had a really high dollar sushi place? Well, if we don't have the threshold of people to support that sushi place who are willing to pay $50 per person, that's probably not going to work. So we want to make sure that we put our sushi place probably in an urban, in a city center where the people have the money to be able to afford that service. And down here, we're just looking at the same kind of thing. How far are people going to travel? The market area is everything here, and the threshold is how many people and what type are going to be able to support our service. The hierarchy of consumer services. We're going to go to the nearest place. We're willing to travel great distances if the price is lower or if the item is unavailable locally. For example, let's say we are in Dallas area, and we live in this area right here. Now, if it's a regular weeknight and we don't feel like cooking, we're going to be willing to maybe drive over to the Domino's and pick up a quick pizza, right? We'll go there because it's cheap, quick, and easy. But we're not going to drive all the way to the city center probably on a weeknight. However, if it's our 20-year anniversary, which is coming up for me, even though I'm super young at heart, but I'm 41 years old when I'm making this video. Me and my wife are about to be married for 20 years in August. I don't know how we made it because she has to put up with me. But we're probably going to travel a farther distance, go all the way to the city center and go to the high dollar sushi place that she loves, which for us is Kenichi in Dallas. So you can see that this consumer service has the ability to pull from a lot farther distance. You're not going to have a Kenichi, a high dollar sushi place here in the suburbs where we live because it's not going to be supported because it doesn't have as many people or the type of people that can afford it. Market areas are arranged in a regular pattern. Larger market areas are fewer in number and farther apart from each other than a smaller market area. However, larger settlements provide goods and services with a smaller market area. So larger settlements have both larger and smaller market areas drawn around them. It's just like I'm saying, this Domino's pizza, it's going to have a smaller market area, and it's going to be taken care of by the threshold, the range of people here. Domino's is not going to draw people all the way to the city center, all right? But a high dollar sushi place might, or a high dollar merchandise place like I don't know, what do you kids get these days? Like Prada, Gucci, yeah, Gucci. Hey, Brock, what do kids go buy these days? What high dollar things? What do you drive downtown or whatever to purchase? Quickly now.
Drive down on the purchase.
What's a high dollar something that you guys would buy?
Freaking shoes.
Okay, some kind of shoes.
Nike, yeah. We go to the Nike outlet.
Go to the Nike outlet. Okay, so the Nike outlet is
Allen.
there. You go in Allen. It's going to be a consumer service that you're going to drive a long distance for. There you go. Rank size distribution settlements. This is how we just simply rank settlements from largest to smallest, and it creates a pattern. If we look at countries utilizing the rank size rule, we'll see that the country's nth largest settlement is 1/nth the population of the largest settlement. To make that all simple without using n's and ones over n's and all that, it's just like, what? Basically, the population decreases in a consistent line. Example, United States of America. So if you go to our most populated city, New York, the next city down, it's going to be close to half, more than half of that, okay? It's not half, but it's going to be down in a consistent manner from there. So we go LA, so we go like New York, LA, Chicago, and then I don't know what follows from there, but let's just say Atlanta, Dallas, something like that, all right? It goes down in a linear type of pattern. That is that's different from the primate city rule, where the largest settlement has more than twice as many people as the second ranking settlement. For example, what's the largest city in France? We all know it's Paris. What's the second largest city in France? You don't know. Maybe like one person knows, okay? But we just don't know. France is the primate city. What's the second largest city?
Wait. What's the first letter?
L. I'll just move forward faster here. It's Lyon, okay? But the only reason we know that is because we looked it up in class. But primate city rule, okay, it's not talking about, yeah, you have monkeys and you're ruling it's not whatever that end of the world movie is. No, primate city rule meaning it's the primary city in the country. Think about Mexico City. Mexico is by far the largest city. What's the second largest city in Mexico? No idea, okay? That's different than rank size rule. Rank size rule is like you have a bunch of cities that are pretty populated, but they go down in ranking order like New York, LA, Chicago, and it makes a straight line. Primate city is like there's a populated city up here, Paris, France, and then the next city down is not even half as much. Okay? Market area analysis. Geographers apply central place theory to create market area studies that assist service providers with opening and expanding their facilities. Basically, people don't just open new stores because they're like, hey, cool, I think there's enough people here. Let's open a store. They really use geography to analyze it. And the main factor is proximity to customers. And that is critical. If you're not close to customers, you're going to lose money. Profitability, we know we look at range, threshold, and market area. Range, how far will people travel? Threshold, how many people will go? Market area, who is in your market area? In Texas, we have McDonald's and we have Whataburger. Okay, McDonald's is pretty much on every few blocks. It's affordable, but let's be honest here. Besides the French fries, their burgers, most people won't travel long distance for. They just go because it's convenient and maybe they'll grab some French fries, whatever. Whataburger is a fast food restaurant too, but what people I think understand about Whataburger is it's a little bit more quality, a little bit more expensive. It tastes really good. You get bigger patties, so I think people will be willing to drive a little bit farther. So there's different range, threshold, and market areas for these two. The threshold for a Whataburger is going to be higher than the threshold for a McDonald's. You can put a McDonald's in any little country town. Whataburger has to have more people who are willing to buy that. The gravity model. The closer the service is, the more pull it has. Just like gravity, as they say, the theory of gravity. The more people, the more potential. As people get farther, they're less likely to use that service. If you have a Nike outlet in your city, you're going to travel. It has a lot of gravity to it for kids these days, right? You're going to travel a long distance to go to that Nike store. If you've got a Walmart, I mean, if it's in your town, okay, maybe you'll go, but there's probably another Walmart in the next town, so that doesn't have as much gravity. And then periodic markets. These are markets that are there for a short period of time. They don't exist all the time. This is a collection of individual vendors who come together to offer a good and service in a location on specific days. They provide goods and services to residents of developing countries and rural areas of developed countries where sparse populations and low incomes produce purchasing power too low to support full-time retailing. What we're saying is periodic markets exist because people can't afford to go in and put a Walmart up. If you're in a developing country and you put a Walmart up, it's going to fail for the most part because the people there cannot afford to go into a Walmart and buy stuff. You have to put a Walmart in, you have to have a huge building, a lot of concrete, huge parking lot, air conditioning. You got to pay all these employees. You have to stock your shelves with millions of dollars. You have to pay overtime and dental and medical bills and all that. That's called overhead. All that overhead is way too expensive. So what's great about periodic markets in developing countries is you have a farmer who grows a little bit of extra corn. On the weekends, he goes and sets up his booth. Maybe it costs him nothing, maybe a few dollars. In a small market, he sells that extra corn, gets a little bit extra money, and then he goes home. And everybody supports each other instead of having to depend on the huge overhead of like a Walmart or Target or a grocery store. So periodic markets really help out developing countries. And that's our look at Chapter 12, Key Issue 2.